All right, guys, welcome to Courage Nation's weekly training call. I want to thank you guys for hopping on this Monday night. I'm super excited because you guys are in for a treat. You're going to get to hear from brand new area manager, Erin Kloster. So I am not going to take too much of her thunder, but I have known Erin for a long time. And I'm so excited because I've really noticed just a total mind shift change in her in the last couple of months. And so she just promoted to area manager in May, and you did it over 2 months, which is even more exciting. So her team is just rocking and rolling. She's in huge momentum, and I'm just super excited for you guys to hear her journey and her story because as you'll notice, everyone's is different. And so I'm going to give it up to you. Go ahead, Erin.
All right. Well, as Ashley said, I'm Erin Kloster, and I am a new area manager. I am married to an amazing and supportive husband, and I have an almost 10-year-old daughter. I want to be really real with you guys. I like the idea of public speaking about as much as I like the idea of a root canal. So I just want to start by thanking the VP team for inviting me to share my story, because I do know I need to get over my fears and push myself, and I would have never done it if I wasn't asked. So thank you so much, and please have mercy on me if I F it up. But I know many of you don't know me, so I'm going to share a little bit of my story and what I've learned along the way. So I first joined Arbonne approximately 5 years ago, back when skincare was the focus, and we had to have skincare parties, which meant 6 parties a month where you were lugging products around and would be out of the house for a few hours for each one. That did not last long for me. Honestly, it just was not a good time for me in my life. I was in the middle of a separation with my husband, and I honestly was not prepared for the amount of no's that I was going to get from people. So I was a little naive to the grit that would be required to work Arbonne as a business. I did continue to use the products, and I kept my consultant account, but I stopped working the business. So fast forward to about 2 years ago, I felt like crap, and I saw Christy, Ashley, and Danielle all having success with Arbonne's 30-day program, and I decided to try it, probably much like many of you. After my success in the 30 days and talking to Ashley and Christy, I decided that I was going to jump back into working the business. Ashley was my upline, and she told me exactly how many PCs or nutrition kits that I needed to promote to district manager. And in 2 months, I had promoted to district manager. That was huge for me because years ago when I was working the business in skincare, district just seemed completely out of reach. So I got really comfortable at district. And to be honest, the numbers that I needed just to hit my district bonus seemed so unattainable that I could not even imagine hitting area qualification numbers. You guys, it took me 11 months of being a district manager before I even hit my bonus. Do you want to know why it took me 11 months? Because in those 11 months, I only signed up 3 new team members, and 2 of them just wanted the discount. So I really was trying to build this business as a team of 1. I got so comfortable not just leading with the program, but only really talking about the program, that I wasn't really offering the business to people like I should have been. I would coach my 30-day clients, and I would always mention upgrading at some point in my coaching, but I can tell you that I never really believed any of them would want to join my team. So of course, none of them did. It was easy for me to talk about the program because I had my own personal success in the program, but I didn't yet feel like I had achieved success in the business, so I had a really hard time bringing it up with confidence. When I finally did hit my district bonus, that very same month, one of my close friends decided to upgrade her account to consultant, and that's when I decided to take leadership seriously. She was counting on me to be a strong upline and guide her in the same way that Ashley Jackson did for me. So we both started actively building teams because I can't ask someone on my team to do something that I'm not willing to do. So this past spring, I'm proud to say that we blew through area qual in 2 months, as Ashley said, and promoted in May. I probably should also add that from November to May, we added more than 15 new consultants to our team, either by myself or one of our team members, which is just a little bit better than 3. So I just want to leave you guys with some thoughts that I've picked up along the way. First, Even if you are just starting your business, you have what it takes to be a great leader. Don't fall into the lie that you don't have what it takes, that other people deserve it more, or that you have to be experienced to be successful. That is a lie from the devil. God made you to be great. God made you to do great things, and He has equipped every person on this team to lead their teams to the top. The moment that I started believing that I deserve success, I started acting like I deserve success, and that is when my team started growing. Second, I want to remind everyone not to wait to build a team. I will say it again for the people in the back. Don't wait to build a team. I know it's hard to speak with confidence about the business when you don't feel like it's working yet for you. The issue is, if you don't talk about the business, you won't grow a team, and you will never build your confidence, so you will never feel like the business is working for you. It is a horrible cycle. I swear to you, I used to pretend I was Ashley Jackson when people would ask me questions about Arbonne and I wanted to answer sounding confident. I also practiced my responses while I was driving in the car. I probably looked crazy, but I would go over scenarios in my head like how to bring up the business or how to bring up the program or how to answer various questions that I was frequently hearing from people. And I would practice that so that when I did have the opportunity in front of a real person, I felt prepared and not like I was stumbling all over myself. That brings me to my next tip, which we have all heard before, but I'm going to say it again. Stay plugged in. Getting on these trainings and listening in really helps build your confidence in the business and in yourself. The more you hear the VPs and your sidelines talking about the business, the easier some of that is going to roll off your tongue when it is time for you to talk about the business. So please stay plugged in, because plugging in keeps your mind in the game. It's so easy to push this business to the side when life is happening around us, especially with summertime and vacations and the kids are home. But making these trainings a priority is going to help you reset and refocus your mind so that you will push yourself. Okay, here we are. It's month end right now. How many of you are wishing that you would have played full out earlier in the game or the month instead of waiting until the final quarter or right now to get a touchdown? Staying plugged in helps you play full out and consistently makes progress in your business. Speaking of progress, I want to remind you that slow progress is still progress. So I know that we hear from a lot of our sidelines who have had rapid success, and while that can be extremely motivating and inspiring, and ultimately that is everyone's goal, to build their business rapidly, because the faster you have success, the more motivated you are to keep going. But if your head is in a bad place and you are being down on yourself, it can be hard not to compare your journey to the journey of others coming in after you and growing more rapidly than you. So I want you to remember that every person has a different journey. There are a million ways to get from here to California. You can take a jet, a helicopter, a train, a car. You could even ride a bicycle, even though I'm not sure really why you would. But point being, we will not all reach the final destination at the same time, but we will all reach the final destination if we don't quit. So do not let quitting be an option. Before Arbonne, I worked full-time in radiology. Coming back into Arbonne the second time around, I just kind of had the mindset that even if it takes me 10 years to get to the top, that kind of growth is still way more than I could have ever achieved where I was in my full-time job. It is not going to take me 10 years, but you get my point. So I do have a little story for you. Christy Tapper and I go way back. We were friends back in high school, and Christy and I both signed up to be Arbonne consultants within 1 month of each other. That was 5 years ago. I quit working the business. Christy didn't. Christy is an ENVP at the top of Arbonne. I am an area manager. Be a Christy, not an Erin. At times, I do regret, of course I regret, not sticking with it. And I wonder where I might be if I had stuck with it. But I also know that God's timing is perfect. There is no better time than right now for any of us to grow our businesses. Today. I know that the people who are on my team right now are the people who are meant to be there. I know that I am a better leader today because of my past experiences, and I know that I am on my way to the top. So embrace your journey. No matter how fast or slow it may seem to be progressing, Trust that the work you are putting in daily will be the building blocks to get you to the top, and make daily activity a priority. And get off that bicycle and jump on the next jet plane to MVP. Believe that you deserve success and have what it takes to be a great leader. But most importantly, you guys, don't you dare quit. That's all I got for you. Love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Erin!
Oh my God. And you said that you didn't like public speaking. That was like incredible.
Well,
Erin,
thank
I'm
you.
literally tearing up here because I just witnessed a next VP, babe.
Yes.
Oh, I am literally like crying. I'm like, Kenny would be so stinking proud of you tonight watching this. I'm like, you just blew like me out of it. Like I'm blown away. That was amazing.
Well, I definitely was channeling my inner Amanda.
Like I'm literally sitting here sweating, chills, everything. I'm like, my girl.
I know, I have chills as well. That was seriously incredible. I know how nervous you were, and no one would ever know it at all. Like, you crushed it. So I love your journey. I love your story. And I think the main takeaway, there's a lot of takeaways from this, you guys, but the main takeaway is don't quit, right? The only way to fail in this business is to quit. And so everybody's journey is going to look different, but as long as you don't quit, you are eventually going to get to where you want to go, right? And I remember sitting here with Erin around the table when we went Nation, and we had a couple other people here at the table at my house. She showed up to celebrate that huge success, and she just looked at me and she said, I'm doing this. Like, and it was just a light switch, you guys. She changed her mindset. And from that point forward, I mean, that was March. So April, she went into qualification, and May she fit. I mean, I literally have chills. If you guys could see my arm, like you can't, but I have chills everywhere. So incredible. Thank you for sharing. I'm so glad that we have this recorded, because this is, you guys are all blowing me away. Like, this is why we want to showcase you guys, because you are the ones that are just rocking and rolling. And I love hearing everybody's, story and journey and just tips. Everything was spot on. And it actually lines up perfectly with what I wanted to touch on, because as you all know, my best friend is Erin Gargan King. And if you do not follow her on Instagram, because that's her primary platform, she's under Erin Gargan King. That's her, I don't even know what you call it, but that's her profile name. And she did a post today, and it was just one of those posts that just totally resonated with me. And I loved it because it kind of resonated with everything that you said, Erin, even though I didn't know exactly what you were going to say. But I just wanted to read it to you guys really quickly. And like I said, if you follow her, you may have already seen this, but she wrote, sometimes magic is just someone spending more time on something than anyone else might reasonably expect. Have you ever seen someone shining at their job, their hobby, their passion, and make up a reason for why that person can do that and you can't? Well, it's because they grew up here, or were given X or Y, or they're given just Z. I know I have. This is the truth. Talents, skills, and abilities that are astonishingly extraordinary are only attained by insane amounts of really focused effort. Not fakey Instagram rise and shine. I love this. Hustle, entrepreneur crap, but crazy amounts of trying and failing less, trying and failing a little less again. It doesn't just happen. People aren't just lucky or talented. And then she talks about a story for herself. Take surfing. I'll never forget watching Blue Crush and thinking how cool those girls were that could surf, and how magical it seemed to be able to ride a wave like Kate Bosworth. Living in suburban Maryland, 2 hours from the nearest beach with pretty small waves. Back then, the only surfing I was doing involved very slow internet. Yet hundreds of hours later, after getting cut off by countless dudes in the lineup, stitches in my foot, scars on my leg, feeling embarrassed, boo-hooing on the beach, wiping out time and time again, I'm still definitely no Kate Bosworth stunt double surfer, but when I do catch a wave, the joy, the fun, the yee, I don't know what that means, that is truly a magical feeling. If there's something you've always wanted to do or try, no matter how crazy it may seem, if you spend an amount of time that is more than others might reasonably expect, any of us at any time can create our own magic. I mean, is that not just spot on for us, you guys? Because here's the thing. There's really two paths and two types of different people that come into this business, right? And it's really the difference in mindset. That's it. You know, there's the people that are sitting there right now, and maybe you're one of those. And the cool thing about this is you can change who you are. So if you're one of these people that is sitting here looking at your numbers and saying, you know what, next month, it's not meant to be this month. There's no way I'm going to hit that number. I can't, you know, it's never going to happen. Oh, well, if you're one of those people, I always say this, but you are going to, what you think about, you bring about, right? We hear that all the time. And, you know, hearing Erin's story about how she just got very comfortable at district, right? Everybody has different speeds in this business. You guys, it took me 8 years to get to ENVP. But guess what? I'm still an ENVP. You know, it does not matter. And I love your analogy about, you know, the different ways to get to California. That's amazing. Well, shout out to Jessie. Good old Jessie lives in California. Like, it'd take me a freaking long time to get to her by bike. But you know what? You can drive, you can take a plane. Like, I love that. But the second person that shows up in this business has the no matter what attitude, closes the back door, says, I'm going to work until, right? And I want to leave you guys with something. Actually, I was talking to one of the girls on our team, and we were texting back and forth because she's pushing for a big goal. And she actually said this, so I can't even take credit. Little shout out to Chelsea. She said, numbers are an illusion. And I was just like, ooh, chills. You know, that's like spot on, right? Numbers are an illusion, you guys. It is all about being intentional and committed, and your mindset, and showing up and putting in the work. And unfortunately, most people just aren't willing to do that. Most people just aren't willing to put in the time and the dedication and the things that happen behind the scenes, right? I love showing my life and showing snippets of who I am personality-wise on social media. But you better bet your butts that I am behind the scenes and I am working my tail off as well, you know? And so don't, you know, compare yourself to anyone else. Put those blinders on and make your own story. Make your own journey, right? And so I want you, no matter where you are right now, to have that no matter what attitude. And if you've kind of been like that all month going, oh, maybe it's not meant to be. I'm trying. I hate the word trying, right? How many times do we hear I'm trying? Take it out of your vocabulary, you guys. You know, babies don't try to walk. They do it until they can walk. Okay. And so I really encourage you guys to flip that mindset, just like Erin so eloquently like shared about her journey and just how things literally changed for her within 2 months. I mean, if you guys could see the numbers, if we could like outlay the numbers, it literally quadrupled itself in 1 month. Okay. And it was because of those wonderful things that she just outlined for us in the tips kind of at the end. So I want you guys to really be intentional these last 2 days. It's Monday night. We have until Wednesday at 1 a.m., you guys. That's like an eternity in Arbonne. I mean, it is seriously an eternity. And instead of looking at your number and thinking that seems so far away, or, you know, there's no way that I could ever hit that number, I want you to simplify it. And I want you to say, well, that's only 5 lives that I have to change, right? I need to find 5 people that are willing to let me help change their lives. Like, do you see how simpler that sounds than going, oh my God, I'm $1,500 away from promoting, or whatever the thing may be. Or even if you're 10,000 away, right? Maybe you have a really big, huge goal. You guys, break that down by your team. Maybe you have 4 team members, right? Strategize with your team. Pull them in on your excitement, right? That's the beauty of this business, is that we are not in it by ourselves. We are in it together. And I will tell you, and my team knows this, like there was I was brought to tears, you know, when we finished Nation, just the amount of love and just everybody coming together. And so if you're going for that big goal, like everybody wrap each other in your arms and just link arms and go for it, you know, and break it down and make it just easier to comprehend in your mind. Simplify it, right? because I know there's a lot of people on here that are consultants and are like this close to district. Don't give up. Please, please, please. I said this on my, video the last time, but no one ever regretted going for something, right? No one regretted pushing themselves. You will regret being 500 or 1,000 or 1,500 away. You will, I promise you. So give it your all, go for it. God, I mean, Erin, so good. You will definitely be training a lot more, so you better get used to it, girl. That was amazing. Okay, so I kind of wanted to end on a high note, and now I'm going to go and end on not so high note because I just have some housekeeping, but update for the Nations meeting, you guys. The Nations meeting for August, we have to move because we had a scheduling conflict with Two Rivers, so it will now be the first Tuesday of the month. So it will now be August 6th at 7 p.m. at Two Rivers instead of August 13th. And we will make sure to post that, but just start making sure your team knows that. Make a note in your calendar. I will more than likely on the 1st set up that, post with to send me the money, but I like to wait until, the month has closed. So just make that note in your calendar. The other thing that I wanted to make sure you guys were aware of is that our website is officially done. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm going to share really, really quickly, and I'm not going to take a lot of time at all, but I just want you guys to see some of the differences. So I'm probably going to wait a few more days to change out the pinned post at the top of our Courage Nation page, because I need to get just a few more eyeballs on it besides my own, because I've been staring at it for so long. So I'm going to get a couple of the VPs eyeballs on this to make sure we're not missing anything, to make sure there's not anything that needs to change. But here's what I'm most excited about, you guys, this getting started. I mean, we have talked about simplify. Whew, it is like not a lot there, which I love, because it's going to keep it really, really simple. So print this. Wait until you guys see this. Oh, snap. It looks so good. So it says Arbonne getting started action. I'm sorry, Arbonne action plan getting started. You guys, there's 8 steps. That's it. And it literally walks you through it. Define your why, your 100 name list, your dream team, virtual launches. Oh, I mean, isn't that a pretty thing? Setting goals, books to read, and then our goal sheet, help 8 find 2. And then just a little checklist. You guys, like, talk about simplify. I'm just super excited. Watch this is just a video, which I'm actually gonna have to redo. I just thought about that. That's one thing I have to redo. And then we have a guide. We have just a checklist for people. And then I have a new team member, now what? And I have a new client, now what? Those have not changed. Those have remained the same. And then these are just resources for reference. And then obviously we have all the other stuff, virtual and in-person events. We have all your information right here. And then our connect. And then I am gonna have her update our weekly trainings. And so we'll have I got to figure out how to do it, but we'll have a link to those. And so like, you'll be able to go and look at the resource page and find Erin's training. Do you know what I mean? So I got to figure out the best way to do that, but we're going to have that, and I'm pretty excited about that. And I think I'm going to go back to here and stop sharing. How do I do that? Stop video. Is that what I do? No, stop share. All right. So I don't know if anybody has any questions, but definitely start sending that website to new. I know we're signing up a lot of new people. So please, please, please make sure that you are sending them to it's www, okay, couragenations.com. So www.couragenations.com. And everything is on there, you guys. I do recommend VPs, especially maybe partnering up with some of the districts and areas, and maybe doing a little getting started call until everybody's familiar with this new website, because it's it's all the same stuff, but just formatted a little differently. So I do really suggest kind of partnering up with your upline VP and just doing the first couple so that everybody can kind of get acclimated and get used to it. But we're super excited about it. you know, the VPs put a lot of hard work into this, and hopefully this is going to really help us stay organized and help you guys have one place for everything. So that is all that I have tonight. Does anybody have any questions?